Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for the opportunity to be here today with you. My name is Dr. Jeff Crane. I'm an assistant professor in the School of Human Kinetics and Recreation. And I'm here to talk to you about the use of video analysis in undergraduate physical education courses. So before we begin, I'd like to acknowledge the lands on which I'm privileged to live and work within, and specifically acknowledge with great respect the history and the culture of the Beothuk, Mi'kmaq, Innu, and the Inuit. So the use of video analysis allows for students to see themselves on video and reflect on their performance, which has been found to have positive benefits in teacher education preparation degree programs. The purpose of this research was to use video self-analysis to reflect on pre-service educators' teaching performance and psychomotor skill analyses. So before we get into the study, I think it's important to provide a little bit of context. So here in the School of Human Kinetics and Recreation, we have our Bachelor of Physical Education degree program, and this is one of the remaining BPE programs offered in the country. We pride ourselves on providing students an experientially focused education program that provides equal and equitable opportunities for all students. This program includes school-based practicums, conference opportunities, and we have received numerous amounts of feedback from post-secondary institutions about the quality of pre-service educators when these students enter these post-secondary degree programs. So the courses selected for the participation in this study were HKR 2001, which is Introduction to Physical Education for Elementary Degree Students. This class provides an overview of the role of physical education and active living as it provides to primary and elementary students. The second course included in this study was HKR 2220, which is Physical Activity Course and Active Living Focused Course, which focused on the health and safety in aquatic environments. The final course selected for this study was 3110, Curriculum Development and Teaching Methods. This course focuses on applied theory and practical experiences, as well as in how they relate to primary and elementary level physical education courses. These courses were chosen based on the content taught within the courses. So specifically in 3110 and 2001, there's a great deal of peer teaching opportunities, which allowed individuals multiple opportunities to teach, as well as receive video feedback and then teach again. So similarly in our aquatics class, opportunities to perform skills and then reflect and perform those skills again. So let's look at what we actually did in the study. So throughout the semester, individuals were videotaped during their peer teaching assessments or during their swim evaluations. All students were videotaped at various points throughout the term and were provided private links for confidentiality purposes that only the individual who is recorded could access. Students were informed to download their video or it would be deleted within 24 hours, after which they received the link. At the end of the semester, any participant who was eligible to participate in the study were individuals that enrolled in HKR 3110, 2001, or 2220 during the fall 2022 or winter 2023 semesters. In total, we had 121 students that were emailed at the conclusion of the semester about the opportunity to participate. Those who wished to proceed clicked a link which took them to our Qualtrics page, which students would then be able to read and sign informed consent before proceeding on to the survey itself. Today, we have currently 22 students who have agreed to participate in the survey, anticipating more at the conclusion of the springtime. So in this study, we employed a mixed methods Qualtrics questionnaire on their experiences using video self-analysis. We used descriptive statistics to explore the extent to which video self-analyses impacted students' practical teaching, psychomotor skills, reflective practice, and the desire for future use of course-based video self-analysis. We then conducted a thematic analysis on the open-ended questions where we looked at the common themes consistent with keywords from participants. So what you're looking at here is you see a Likert scale from our responses to our survey. As you can see, the response options range from strongly agree to strongly disagree. We asked participants if the video self-analysis positively impacted their practical teaching and psychomotor skills, i.e. watching their classroom management skills and watching their front crawl, back crawl performances. With regard to the development of skills, the overall theme was that pre-service educators felt that being able to assess their skills from the video could be then used to identify where they can be improved and be stronger in their teaching. 15 of 22 believe that this positively impacted their skill development. Next, we asked participants if reviewing their teaching and psychomotor skills through video helped improve their next performances. From both analyzing their development of the skills and reflective practices, the overall theme was that it helped improve their performances the second time and that they had great present to perform. 18 of 22 participants strongly agreed. So lastly, we asked if seeing themselves on video helped reflect on their performances. Some of the key words noted were the words review, evaluate, and reflect. All of these words were consistent with reflective practice. The pre-service educators were able to reflect on their skills effectively, which helped them with their performance in the future. So based on the interactions of the Venn diagram, our conclusions were that the video self-analysis on all dimensions was effective and beneficial for the pre-service physical educators. As a result of our findings, we recommend this way of evaluation in the future for pre-service educators. It positively impacted their development of skills, future performance, and reflection of teaching and skill performance. The impact and the benefit of this research and the project itself can be directly seen in the training and hiring of our undergraduate research assistant. This individual is a pre-service educator over in the secondary teacher education program here at Memorial. This position allowed them to connect with the research in and around the area of physical and health education, as well as has led to professional development opportunities. This individual will be presenting this research at the 2023 Physical Health Education National Conference held in Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island. As well, this individual will be a part of the manuscript, which will be submitted further on to a journal. And this research also directly benefits the future educators here in Newfoundland. We are fortunately in a very unique situation at our institution. In addition, that our students are the vast majority of the teachers that make up the NLESD, who then go on to teach within our province. This provides us a really important feedback loop as we then have a direct impact on what our students, the future educators, are learning and what they will be producing within the school system. The findings from this research are currently being presented here today at the showcase and are also will be presented, which is why I'm not here, as I mentioned before, at the 2023 National Physical Health Education Conference being held in Charlottetown, PEI, by our research assistant. Once you've received all of our responses, so the remaining responses from one of our classes, and have analyzed all the results in full, our goal is to then write and submit a manuscript for publication to either the Phoenix Journal or the National Physical and Health Education Journal. With the positive feedback, we plan to continue incorporating and adopting this method, so video analysis, permanently and into additional physical activity, physical education courses in the School of Human Kinetics and Recreation. It is important to recognize that although it was an overwhelming amount of people suggesting incorporating this into future classes, it is worth noting that there were some limitations in the collection, as some students noted that they did not enjoy seeing themselves on video and would prefer not to use video in the future. Although this was a very small number of participants, we do plan to continue using this in the coming years, but will allow individuals to either decide to participate or not participate if they want to be recorded or not. So this project wouldn't be made possible without the help and the support from the Center of Innovation in Teaching and Learning. And we would like to formally, I think, acknowledge and thank my colleague, Dr. Stephanie Field, who partnered with me in this research, as well as Keith Power for his assistance throughout the year and in organizing our participation in the Teaching Innovations and Learning Enhancement Showcase. And finally, we would like to thank and acknowledge Brianne Chafe, our research assistant, who was really important throughout the duration of this project. And again, I'd just like to thank everyone for their time, and I'd be happy to answer any questions that you may have at this point. If I am unfortunately unable to be there, you can feel free to reach out to me at jrcrane@mun.ca. Thank you very much.